This week on Dr. Drew After Dark, no fluid, but everything normal. Everything.
Wait, if you have no fluid, you can't
everything
squirt,
normal.
You can't squirt anymore?
Absolutely phenomenal. You're the best doctor ever created. You're not as great as I am. I was a doctor back in 1984.
Well, you got black dude? Just asking. I don't know.
Sugar.
I knew it. I knew it. We shish kebab the motherfucker, son.
Welcome to Dr. Drew After Dark. Please be advised that Dr. Drew After Dark may contain sexually oriented content and be unsuitable for young children. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Dr. After Dark. We appreciate you being here. drafterdark@gmail.com and 818-253-1693 for all of the questions, email, and voice messages. And, of course, look for the shout-out where we will give you a chance to call in here live. Today, I'm very excited to bring in Jay Pharoah.
Hello.
Yeah, man.
What's going on, Dr. Drew?
You definitely know him from Saturday Night Live. You know him. There's some movies out with you, too, right? Ride Along, Balls Out.
Yeah.
And where can they find you? Let's get all the plugs out there right now.
Let's do the plugs early. I love this. I love how you get it out the way. All right.
We'll do it at the end, too. Don't worry.
All right, cool. Twice, double.
Yeah,
So you think double down.
I figure that you got to have a reason to be here, so I want to give you that reason.
So at Jay Pharoah, Instagram, Jay Pharoah Real on Facebook, and at Jay Pharoah on Twitter, if you so dare. Because, you know, Twitter is the one that everybody's leaving. And am I on Black Planet? I don't think I have an account. MySpace can't do that. I think that's it. TikTok. It's at Jay Pharoah Real at TikTok. Yeah.
I've noticed that people have graduated from websites to just social media. No more website stuff.
I mean, who goes? I have a website, but it's like who really clicks on websites a lot? You know, you do.
Gray hair. Those guys.
The silver foxes.
Yeah, we do. We go, what's Jay doing? Let's go to his website. And so, yes, that's absolutely the problem.
Gotcha.
Is that we go there. We went to your show last night. It was great.
Thanks,
we had a
man.
great time. It gave me a ton of things I want to talk to you about. And I'm fascinated.
It's therapy. Let's go.
I will say, but I want to mention, since we gave out all your particulars on social media, you asked, or somebody, or I guess AJ, who's your warm-up and friend, he called out to, please follow and stuff. So my wife immediately like, I'm going to follow these guys. J-A-Y-F-A-R. I'm like, I almost fell out of my chair. I'm like, that is not how you spell Pharaoh. No. So let's say it, P-H-A-R-O-H, like the Egyptian Pharaoh, dude.
Now I'll tell you, my government is F-A-R-R-O-W.
Oh.
But, yeah. That's my government
so she
name.
was going. She was going there.
She was kind of right. She was, but the definition of Pharaoh means litter of pigs, and I was like, I'm gonna switch that.
Yeah.
So Pharaoh, P-H-A-R, and I switched the A and the O. P-H-A-R-O-A-H. That's Jay Pharoah. So Jay Pharoah. That's what it is. Yeah, man. It's just strong.
It is, and it comes right up too when you start to put in your name.
Yeah.
Where did the Pharaoh come from? With that kind of a weird.
Well, it was actually just
not the strong one, the pig one.
Oh,
how did that happen? That's so weird.
North Carolina, but my grandfather. I don't know how that became a last name. I don't know who would want to name themselves. Who would want to name people litter of pigs?
This is the crazy. I really try to open myself to African American history because it is something that has been buried a million different ways.
Absolutely.
in the American psyche. Fucking Reconstruction was a disaster, and people don't know about that, or Jim Crow, obviously. But after slavery, people were allowed to choose their own names, and that's what there were a lot of.
That's the one that my great. Well,
that's what I wonder. What happened? There's got to be a story there.
It was forced. It was forced. Nobody wants to be named that, even though
I'm going to bet you.
You bet?
I bet somebody was like. It's so awful when you start thinking about it.
At least I didn't.
Somebody was fucking with him, is what I was thinking. And
Definitely.
It's like, oh my
hey,
God.
how about Pharaoh? You know, that can work.
Right.
But at least it ain't a first name. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, of course, Dr. Dr. Drew is dope. I mean, that's not your last name.
No, it's Pinsky.
Okay,
I use my common name.
Yeah.
because when I started doing radio in 1983,
Good God.
I didn't really want anybody to know I was doing it. I didn't want to be seen as promoting myself. It was all about AIDS and HIV for me then. And I went to educate. And I was I was finishing medical school and I was a resident, and I knew thered be a reaction from my peers too. I'm like, I don't want to deal with that.
Got you.
And then it came.
And
it came anyway.
Yeah.
So
because at least my name is not like Jay Jarvis or some shit like that. That would be terrible.
Well, I'm going to finish with AJ, and then I want to know where you grew up. So AJ really did something interesting last night. He said, I'm selling T-shirts, and most people. And he said, don't fucking look at the ground when you walk by the T-shirts. At least look them in the eye. I thought that was a nice thing. So I went up to. I'm not buying no T-shirt, but I'm going to fucking shake his hand. He
told me. He said, Dr. Drew just gave me a handshake. I was like, yeah, he was
because AJ was great. He was good. I can understand why he'd be a friend and a somebody you could trust to.
Yeah. When I saw him in 2015, I was like, man, I said, dude, I was looking for somebody to go on the road with. I was like, you got kind of a laid back, similar energy, kind of reminds me of like Che, and I have like I got a lot of energy on stage. Yeah, I pop. Unless I'm like really dialing down talking to you.
So that is what struck me. And I was thinking to myself while I was watching your sets, like SNL so underutilized your talent stack. It's almost disturbing.
Thanks, doctor. I appreciate that.
Right? I'm sure I know you. That's not a new thought for you.
I don't think they. Okay. Maybe
they didn't understand it or something.
They did. Okay, Melissa McCarthy said something to me when she hosted. She says there's so much going on in there.
Yes.
And it's like if they figure out how to tap into it, it's going to be a beautiful thing.
Did you ever write some of the skits? Like
Absolutely.
did you write them for yourself where you could utilize some of this? And they didn't use them?
Nah. I got stuff on. I mean, it works like that with everybody on the show. You submit stuff, and sometimes your stuff gets on, sometimes it doesn't. But I got caught into like a warp of writing a whole bunch of sketches that just never made it to table.
That's what it feels like to me.
And a lot of it is based on, because I'm a performer, bro. Like, I did theater, started theater when I was 8 years old. So a lot of my stuff that I would write at the time, and now that's different. I'll riddle it with punchlines and all that, but a lot of it was based off of performance, and it's my performance, how you deliver something.
Yes.
And
I saw that.
You can't read it on the page. You gotta be like, oh, I see it.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And so when you're submitting stuff, they didn't see it.
They didn't
get the translation.
Nah. But like I said, I'm not down on them. I could have done a better job of articulating my art when I was younger, but maybe I didn't know how to at the time.
Interesting. And you also got stuck in the Barack Obama.
Oh, yeah. That's when I got that, man, dude. First of all, when I was on the show, when I came on the show 2010, and shout out to Fred Armisen, he's so amazing.
So talented.
Fred is so talented. Nice and funny.
Humble.
And, yes.
Like ridiculous. Like too much.
A sweet guy.
Yes.
You don't have to. Almost, he's got the same thing that Chappelle has, where it's like, they're so nice to you. You think that, are you being disingenuous with me?
Both of them. That's so funny you would say that, because the last memory I have, both of them, is greeting me in such a way. I'm like, no, you're Dave Chappelle. Like, right. No, I'm the one.
Say, oh my God, Dr. Drew, I love it.
Exactly what he did.
Oh man, I've been watching your shit for years.
No, it turned out we had met and I didn't remember, because
really?
I'm such a fan of his. He was on the radio show, I guess, happens to me all the time, because I'm going in there later and I'm like, fuck, who's this guy? Whatever. Okay, good.
And he smokes the pot. He smokes all of the pot, man. You forgot him, and he has a.
It's like, oh, Dr. Drew, man, I did your show years ago, man. Years ago, man. It was such a great experience, and now it's called Dr. Drew After Dark. When I see Dr. Drew After Dark, like a doctor after dark, man, you could have like nurses with thigh highs in here, just parading around, just say, hi, doctor. The doctor's in. It's time for Dr. Drew. Oh, that's what I would like.
I'll tell you what. Let's get Jay back just to be Chappelle. We'll pretend we had Chappelle in here.
You want to know what's crazy? I know we're diverting a little bit, but I know where we're going. Central topic, because I was talking about Fred Armisen. We're talking about SNL.
Yeah.
But last night after the show, I went to AJ had another show, and I just went. I was like, yeah, I ain't got nothing to do. Like, I'll pull up, whatever. is at this place called Roscoe's New Comedy Club. Little nice. I thought it was, when I saw Roscoe's, I was like chicken and waffles. And then I showed up.
That's L.A.
And I looked, I know. I was like, oh, they've extended. Good for them. They've been there for years. I'm glad that they're finally spreading their wings.
Hey,
but,
Booth, do we have too many comedy clubs in Austin? Jesus, this is like
It's never too many.
oof.
But the comedy scene has moved down here. Like you had Joe Rogan.
Oh, Joe
was here,
the
right?
center of gravity brought.
Yeah,
Joe brought the
he's-
center of gravity down here.
Yeah, he's definitely here now
Yeah.
and doing, everything that he needs to do and bringing the people on, and that's what he does, and it's all about comedy and just being the most genuine, funny person that.
Like, okay, so all right, so I'm at the club, Roscoe's. I know where I'm going. I'm got ADD. I'm at Roscoe's, right? And AJ's on, he's doing his thing, and they're like, "Man, you want to go up?" I'm like, I said, it's funny. I ended up going up, but after everybody had left, I did it for the staff. I was just doing jokes. It was fun. But I said maybe I should just get back here with a mic and just be Dave Chappelle, and then just they won't see me. They would never know.
Like my eyes are sensitive. I just had retina surgery.
It's an interesting.
So
It's an interesting deal. You could go as as any of the guys you do. You could do.
Can fool people.
Yeah,
like
easy.
Like it's smoke in mirrors, but
I be in the back like, oh, like, look at this guy over here that I can't see. I said, I know there's somebody in the front row, but let's talk about feet. I fuck feet.
And he could do the same thing. I don't know if you know how talented Jay is. You could do Eddie Murphy. You could do. And pass off as those guys.
It's such a now when you're talking about Edward Regan Murphy, it's so hilarious because Eddie doesn't think that I can just do him conversationally, and that's the problem. He's like met him. He said, yeah, you got an impression of me, but it's like Buddy Love or Donkey, from Shrek. It's like that. It's just,
and I'm listening to him. I'm like, okay. I'm like, dude, sometimes you got to put on, especially when you're on SNL. You got to you only got a few seconds, so you gotta hit the classic.
Yes.
Yeah. Oh, yes. You got to hit all that.
Yeah.
You know
So
what I mean?
people take
so
to it.
They know what it is.
Yeah.
But back while we're look, see how we're doing it. Back to SNL.
And Fred Armisen. We're getting there.
So Fred Armisen,
Who had the same exact kind of like, oh my God, I'm such a fan of you. I can't do any imitation, but he's like,
yeah,
oh, thank
Dr.
you.
Drew.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good to see you. I love you. I love
It's exactly what he does.
Yeah.
You're like, no, dude, you were the talented one. You have the talent. Do you understand?
Fred is so talented, but he was doing Obama at first, and I remember coming in, and I was a baby, dude. I was 22.
Oh man, I didn't realize you were that young.
Everybody thought, well, I probably looked like I was 28 at the time. It was like, or maybe the way I carried myself, I always carried myself a little more mature. You know what I mean? Even when I was younger, and everybody would be partying, whatever, I'd just be watching them. I wouldn't be. That's what I was. I was just chilling, and I'd be chilling with the older folks, like trying to get game and stuff. Maybe that's why. Maybe that kind of helped me getting me where I'm at.
Well, let's get into that a little bit. Where'd you grow up?
I grew up in Chesapeake, Virginia,
Okay.
757 area. Same place as Missy, Pharrell, Timbaland, The Clips, Alonzo Mourning, who else? Michael Vick.
Something was going on there.
There's something in the
Yeah,
water.
you always. It's interesting how the period of history,
Yeah.
some locality will bring out a bunch of folks.
Something's in the water. It's called lead. It's wild.
Well, that's good. Maybe Flint will bring out a whole bunch of.
Yeah, I mean,
Who knows what will come out of that?
It's way overdue to get fixed. It's been almost a decade, folks. Like, come on, 2014. What are we doing? Yeah. So
now you live in the Valley in Los Angeles.
yeah, wow. You stalk? You got a drone?
Well, no, you
watching
had
me?
that whole experience with the cops in the Valley, and I figured you must be living there then.
Yep, that's
And
that
so
was crazy.
that's a lot different. But I don't mean the cop thing. I mean just living in the Valley is a lot different than
it
Chesapeake,
is.
Virginia.
It's Persians everywhere. They like chips. They're freaking. They're like sand. They're everywhere.
Well, unless you go to Glendale, go up the road a little bit, and then
Yeah.
it's Armenians.
Then it's
everywhere.
Oh yeah. So it's Persian
and
and Armenian.
you can keep going to Monterey Park, and it's Chinese. It's Cambodian and Vietnamese.
I gotta walk.
You gotta learn your town.
I have. I mean, I know I've been a bit apprehensive of walking just down the street comfortably, but I mean, I need to experience, because a Persian and an Armenian put together would be a Armesian. That's freaking dope. Isn't that right?
Or a Parmenian.
Parmenian.
Yeah.
That sounds like a puppy, doesn't it? That sounds like a dog. Like a Pomeranian. Come here, little Parmenian,
Well, they're making all those hybrid dogs. Why not?
I hate when people, I'm not giving her a shout out. Nah, forget that. I'm talking about my ex real quick. Even though lovely, lovely. Okay, so we got a dog together. This was like back in 2017. When you got a dog with somebody, y'all are in it. Y'all are really in it, and we were in it.
That's why they make you get one.
Yeah. It's like, yeah, he ain't going nowhere.
He's not gonna have a kid, but he'll get a dog.
He want to break up with two. He want to break up with a person and an animal. You know what I mean? That's what they think.
They. Look how we are. They think.
So we get this dog, right? It's a Jack Russell Terrier and a poodle, right? She starts calling the dog a Jackie Poo. It's a Jackie Poo. Now, I got pissed because I named the dog Cash, as in cashmere. Cash. Not cash, as in I want to make it rain and go to a strip club in Miami, Club 11. Then it is, I don't know if you ever been, go. It's freaking great. It's like Circus Olay and ass cheeks everywhere. It's the best thing I've ever seen.
Guys,
you get massages.
we have a new goal in mind.
Yo, hey, I don't know if you haven't made it until you've been to, hey, doctor, you ain't made it till you've been to 11, man. Yeah, you got to go
right.
there.
All
Okay,
right.
so.
I bring my wife, and she gets more into it than I do. So it's
Really? Oh, you have a fun marriage. I like that. Y'all are fun, man. So she names this. So I named the dog Cash, right? Cash. The dog is called Cashmere. It was soft, whatever. That was a dope name, Cash. Well, I come back a week later, and I'm walking the dog, and the old lady that's in my apartment looks at me. She will say, "Oh, there goes Bailey." I said,
no.
"What?" I said, "Who the fuck is Bailey?" She said, "Your dog. That's Bailey right there." I looked at my ex. I said, "Oh yeah, we got something to talk about when we get back. Don't be just naming animals while I'm not here. You don't pay the rent. I do. You are a visitor." Oh, but you're not now. We got the dog together, so you think you live here. God dang it. So, look, Dr. Drum only talking about you because she was a Gemini. Okay, she's a Gemini, and you dating Geminis, you dating two people, but you just don't know which one you are going to get. She would go from zero. Like, I've got a lot of impressions, but I can't deal with that shit. Yeah. I cannot. I'm telling you, man. She
goes from your girlfriend to Beelzebub.
Right.
Yeah.
To straight Lucifer.
The dark side. Yeah.
Straight Lucifer. Yeah. I'm like, what did somebody? Is your head gonna twist around? Are you gonna start spitting out pea soup? And what's happening? Right. So we was getting into it. Everything. It was. I'm telling you, man, because she's from a different country. She's from Denmark. You know what I mean? Shout out to her. You know what I mean? But we just ended up at the end just clashing so much.
Yeah, it's not worth it.
It's
not only not worth it. It's not what relationships are supposed to be about.
No,
it's not good.
I'm supposed to be able to chill with you, even though, man, I can say that because her good twin, I could chill with that chick. She was great, but that other one was a motherfucker, And I don't want to sound messed up. I don't be supporting Trump stuff, but okay.
Where is this going?
Hold on. When the travel ban happened, all right, because she would frequently she would go back and forth.
He did you a favor.
I do not agree with I don't agree with a lot of the stuff he did, but when he did that shit and she couldn't get back in the country, I said, "Make America great again."
Maybe there is another administration in him.
She hit me up. She, "Babe, I can't get back over." I'm like, "Look, stop using your English accent. You're from Denmark. They don't sound like that. You do the Danish. Do the Danish?
Yeah, they got that kind of Scandinavian kind of.
She spent a year in London, and now she's English. Identity crisis. We would have been perfect for each other, but she's a Gemini. So anyway, that all happened. That happened in California before I moved to the Valley, and I got my house now out there. And yeah, I got Persian neighbors over here, and I got there's some Mexican folks over here, and then
That's the great thing about
white
Los
people.
Angeles. It's just like it's everything. You don't realize how
United
much
Nations. It's
you don't
crazy.
realize
It's
how
right
much
there.
it's that way until you go to Ohio.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, this is not the same.
Wait a minute. It's not diverse at all. It's just oh wait. You say Ohio is it's white? Is that what you're saying?
That's
it's
one of
low-
the states. It's pretty white.
It's pretty
I'd say.
white.
It's pretty white.
It's
It depends
pretty
where you are, of course. I mean,
Also, honorable mention to Prince's hometown and in Minnesota. What is it?
outside Minneapolis.
Minneapolis.
Yeah.
That's where he's at. But I've been to Minneapolis. There's a few black people there. Gary, Indiana. Yep. There's not a lot of black people out there. Just the Jacksons, right? Just them.
No,
there's a lot of black
few
people.
black folk in Gary.
Okay,
yeah,
I've
too.
never been there, I just figured that the
I have
Jacksons.
a Gary, Indiana story.
You do. Does it involve MJ?
No.
Okay, damn it. I want to hear it.
Donald
It does-
Trump
I'm
and
playing
Martha
with you. I'm playing
Stewart.
with you. What?
Yes.
Get the fuck.
So-
what are they doing together?
So this is the craziness. So somebody's in my world calls me and goes, "Hey, they want you to judge the Miss USA contest," and I was like, "Oh, come on, that sounds." And they go, "Well, they keep trying to pull me in." They go, "Well, the night before, the judges all get together, and your dinner partners will be Donald Trump and Martha Stewart." I went, "I am in. This is. I cannot pass that up." And sure enough, they were my dinner partners. And it was very interesting. It was really, Martha Stewart is a brilliant woman, like way smarter than you realize. Yeah.
And she's funny.
And
right?
she's funny.
funny as hell.
She's funny.
Meanwhile, Trump is just sitting there. He's just sitting there. I like your stuff. I love it. It's the best I've ever seen. Absolutely phenomenal. You're the best doctor ever created. The best. The most phenomenal doctor ever. I've had a lot of things happen to me, but you...
Well, no,
totally
you're not all the way
similar.
there. He'll co-op it. He'll go, "We're going to make some good TV together." It's about him. It goes back to him. He goes, so
You're a great doctor, not as great as I am. I was a doctor back in 1984. Could have killed it, but I decided to not practice anymore. That happened back in the day. But we're going to make some great, absolutely beautiful
that's exactly
television again.
That is exactly him. And so I did my judging, and at the end, I'll never forget this. Miss Missouri had it in the bag and then blew it at the question. And I promised myself I would do the final judging on the question because it shows something about who they are. And I kind of leaned back in my chair. Right behind me, like 4 feet behind me, is Donald and Melania. And he leans up. He goes, "She fucking blew it. I can't fucking believe it. How do people do that? She had it in the bag." He couldn't imagine choking. It was so funny.
She blew it. I can't understand it. She blew it. She had it in the palm of her hand. Now it's unattainable.
That's exactly what he did.
Melania, you better not blow it. You better blow it later, but not like that. Not like that. I think Melania Trump is. I'm sorry, man. She's sexy as fuck. I'm sorry.
She's beautiful. And she's beautiful. But I think I say prettier in person. But I don't think at that point she really spoke English because she did not. She was just like
perfect for
did
Trump.
not.
You can manipulate. You can do. You're my personal doll. I'll do whatever I want to. I paid for you. You're a mail order bride. Pretty much. Okay, stop. I don't want her to feel offended because now he's in jail and I can hit it. I'm just.
I've actually seen her. I've seen her back at the White House do good stuff. She was looking at the opiate crisis and stuff, and I commend her for getting on that shit. So she's not a bad person by any stretch. She's
Not a bad person at all. Just the way she looks. Like this. Like she sees death, Like she could see it.
she had seen it.
Yeah, oh yeah. And Trump, how does that man stay alive when he eats McDonald's? He ain't gonna be able to have he's not gonna have his McMuffins in jail.
I listen, he is a flux capacitor. I'm married to a woman like that too. She where the fuck she wants. I have to like my diet is all careful and restricted and stuff. I feel like an asshole. She just anything, doesn't lose weight, gain weight, whatever, same.
But
Perfect.
he definitely gains weight.
Yeah.
Last time I saw Trump, he was looking like a what's that thing called a sea cow. That's what he was looking like. He was looking like an albino sea cow. That's what he looked like. Without the scars though. They got a lot of scars and
From the
stuff,
boats.
From the boats. And God bless them, but yeah.
So I want to get back to your childhood.
Please.
So you mentioned last night that you were overweight.
Absolutely.
And oftentimes there is sort of a reason for that. Kids are depressed or the family's breaking up or something.
Was it depression? No, it was a trip to New York that changed everything. I had never experienced it. When I saw fried chicken, I went off of the deep end. That's what happened. I went to New York the summer of '93. Yep. It was a summer night. How
old
fuck
were you?
do I remember that? I'm at this time I'm 6. No. I was 5. And I turned 6. I was
You're a little kid.
5. I was a little kid.
With your whole family. And you have brothers and sisters, or
I got a sister. My sister's my manager. One of the
right.
managers.
You mentioned that last night too. Good
She's
for you.
still been that for 16 years. So what we would do, our parents would drop us off in New York over the summers, and we would stay with our aunts.
Got it.
Because we got
good for your parents.
Yeah, we got family. Ooh, yeah, now we can fuck. So
that's exactly right. That's good. That's a good sign. It's a good sign for your parents if they want to be together.
They're
like
out
that.
of the house. I could tell you all of the amount of times that I've witnessed the things with my parents that I wish I could scrub out of my memory.
Maybe that's where the weight came from.
Yeah, maybe it is.
I'm gonna eat that away.
I just saw a box that I shouldn't have seen. Y'all don't know what I mean when I say box. I just didn't want to use the other word. I've definitely seen both of them in the buff. I remember I was a little kid and I looked at my dad. I was like, that thing ain't normal. I don't know what that is. That's real big. It's very scary. And then when I got older, and I kept. Remember, when you were a kid, your eyes are small. Everything is huge to you.
Yep.
Everything. So when I get older, and I moved out, and I come back, I think it was for like holiday break or whatever, and I saw my pop naked. I was like, oh shit, we the same. Fuck,
Yeah.
okay, cool, that's what's up. I said, I got one too, motherfucker.
But your whole life, you're like, my dad is the biggest.
Yeah, I
biggest.
thought he had the big. Yo, I was like, yo,
He probably
man,
played that strategically.
Yo, he
planted
packing
that.
something. He you don't want to fuck. Yo, he fucks boxes up.
And what did your parents do for a living? Or
They both work for the government. They have government jobs. So and they would
county
travel.
or federal or
I still kind of don't know what they did. They could be secret agents for all I freaking know. I don't know. I mean, my mother, I think she managed military equipment that came in. Like
that sounds like just sort of a facade for some sort of spy.
I feel like they both Mr. and Mrs. Smith, and we just didn't know shit about it.
Very interesting.
I feel like that.
This show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Getting to know yourself can be a lifelong process, right? We change, we grow. Therapy is all about deepening your self-awareness and understanding. Sometimes we don't know what we want or why we react the way we do until we talk through things with another person, get that reflected back to us. BetterHelp connects you with a licensed therapist who can take you on that journey of self-discovery from wherever you are. I've sent family, friends, patients. I've been very pleased with the services provided at BetterHelp, and no longer do I want to hear about stigma being the reason people don't get their mental health service. It's all online. So if you're thinking of starting therapy, give BetterHelp a try. As I said, it is entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist. Switch therapist anytime for no additional charge. Discover your potential with BetterHelp. Visit BetterHelp.com/AfterDark today to get 10% off that first month. That is BetterHelp, HELP.com/AfterDark.
But back to the overweight thing. So they sent us up that summer. And I remember, I'll never forget Dr. Drew, because when I used to take showers when I was a little kid, I pay attention to things. I noticed that the water ran straight down my back before I went to New York. Stayed in New York that summer, ate all the food, got a little puffy. Puffy, not like Diddy puffy, but got fat. Puffy, got fat. Marshmallow puff, man. My mother, she saw me and she like looked like she was about to cry.
Oh.
And then I went, and then when I got back to Virginia, I took that shower and I noticed the water was shooting off my back. And I was like, yo, what the fuck? And I looked, and I just have the fattest ass. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about like a Meg Thee Stallion. We talking like a Nicki Minaj. You know what I'm saying? Like a Questlove amount of ass on the back of this little 6-year-old.
Oh,
and from then on, man, it was like that's what I had to deal with. And I kept eating, and I kept getting heavier. And it didn't change, like I said, until I was 17. Now, when I was 12 years old, I was very depressed. I was I was a fat kid, you know, I was in 7th grade, you know, I was getting joked, even though that was the funniest year. You ever had people joke you and say something so funny that you just got to laugh to and be like, yeah, you got me. You know what I mean? It was a lot of that going on. And I remember my grades were dropping, man. It was crazy in 7th grade, but that was a real bad time. But at 17, when I finally lost all the weight, I looked in the mirror because I had given up. I said, fuck it, man. I'm like, I'm getting joked by everybody. They're talking about my weight. And they're only cluing into you and saying stuff because they can feel that you're insecure about it. So when they see what you're insecure about, they'll pick on
go
that
for it.
because they always feel like they can get you, and they do it to get a reaction out of you. At the time, I didn't understand
Kids
that.
are brutal.
Kids are brutal as hell. And now,
by the way, what the 12-year-old girls do to each other is insanity.
what do you mean? What do they do?
They ask your sister. They just attack each other. Starting at age 12, they just start to
man.
become really, and then they do it the rest of their life.
Yeah.
After that, it's hard for them to forget that or something. I don't know.
It's crazy. You know what? You say that. That's funny because you know girls are
Competitive
savages. They're
competitive savages. Yeah, with
discovered,
each other.
I discovered that at a Drake party at Dave and Buster's. Like, why the fuck would we be at Dave and Buster's? It's Drake, but trust me, this is back in 2016. Dave and Buster's was popping. Understand? You know what I mean?
I'm trying.
So we're back there, and a fight broke out at his party. I don't know why the fight broke out, but a fight broke out. Two. It had to be sisters fighting
Young
because
lady.
the evidence that was left there, it was just like some micro braids. It was like a group of micro braids that had been ripped out of a scalp.
No nails or anything?
No
like that?
nails, just micro braids. I was like, yo, son, that's weave right there. So that's definitely somebody I know. You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
Yeah, so, all right, so 17, man, dude, lost. We talked. I mean, I'm gonna tell it to the folks. 17, senior year. I'm a young senior. You know, I was actually 16 when I started my senior year, and I turned 17. Ain't that crazy? I wasn't 18. And that January of that senior year, I lost 75 pounds in 4 months. And also, from the beginning of that year, from the summer school, I switched it. I wanted to graduate with honors, so I did that too. I went from a 2.45 to a 3.06 in a year, and just because I was making straight A's. It was like as soon as I have this thing where at the end I pull it out at the end, and I want to switch that narrative because you know, like I'm in Hollywood now. I'm like, man, I see who out there who they giving looks to, like, and shit. They giving some regular face people some looks right now, and I'm not regular. I'm cute, so I know I know what I got. I'm a handsome young man, and I'm talented. So I think that needs to be put out there, you know, because, you know, you got these girls out here praising these regular degulars, as I like to call them.
Yeah.
I found that anybody's sexy with money. You know, there's some women in probably Cambodia, some shit, looking at Flavor Flav like, man, that motherfucker, yeah, he's sexy as hell. Yeah, I like the burnt cat look. I like that shit. I like that. Yeah, I like that char grilled, boiled, cooked Negro. I love that. I'm not doing the accent any justice, but you know what I mean. I'm just talking. Sounded like Grandma Clump, but anyway. Money makes you look good, man. But you know, so I lost the weight, and I just kept going.
Did something happen that turned the mood and all that?
I tell you, man. 10th grade year, I think it was going to private school.
God, you were going to private school
in 10th grade.
I knew that about you without knowing that about you.
Really?
I don't know what it is. I was just gonna look. I wrote down school here. I was gonna bring it up because I don't know.
Yeah,
maybe were there a bunch of white people at that school? Maybe it's how you navigate with white people. Maybe it's that we sense it or something. Who knows what that is? You know what I mean? I don't know what the hell that is.
He's secretly one of us. He knows.
No, it's not the one of us so much. I don't know what that is.
One of us. One of us.
No, not one of us.
I know. I'm joking. But
part of it is your command of language, and I thought, that doesn't come from public school. It's like,
your vocabulary gave you away. You say gratuitous. You say gregarious. Said words.
Anyway, and that's, by the way, that's even more of an accomplishment to go so far with the grades. Private school is no bullshit oftentimes.
Real talk. So that 10th grade year switch, you know, because I was getting picked on 9th grade, and I was like, man, I want to try something different. So my mom, she allowed me to go to, you know, private school, and I stayed there I was there for a year, Dr. Drew, And that's where I really started joking and becoming a comedian, because everybody there was not only weird, but they were trying. It was like the same thing that I was experiencing at the public school. But I was like, yo, fuck that, man. I was like, yo, I'm not gonna let y'all not gonna run me. I left to get away from this shit. I said, I'm not gonna let this happen. So that's when I got the gall and I got the confidence, and then
so I want to make sure I'm hearing you. So around 10th grade, you started joking, and that turned your mood around. And that made you a sense of yourself and purpose and identity and narrative and all those things the kids are looking for.
Yep. So
got it.
So fast forward to the next year. So I went back to public school, and that was like, so now I'm back in this ninth grade mindset and shit. And that year, that's when people were saying whatever. I was over it.
Yeah.
I said, fuck it. And I was like, man, fuck this, man. Y'all joking me, so I'm just gonna be fat, whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then that next year, I said, fuck it, I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna change everything. Yeah. So it was a process. It was a 4-step process.
It is a thing. It doesn't change. Change. People don't understand. People are like, you just need to fucking get your diet right. It's hard exercising.
No, it's mental.
Change is extremely difficult for people, and there's all kinds of steps to it. There's contemplative, there's sort of preparing for change, there's the change, there's the maintenance of the change. And I noticed that too about you last night. You said you still run, and that's part of that sustaining the change, right?
Yeah, I have to, because she'll come back. I don't want her to. You understand? When I say she, I'm talking about my butt cheeks, man. I don't want them to come back. Yo,
they identify as a them.
Yo,
they are not a she. They are they them. I'll have you know. How dare you?
My butt cheeks are a they them. Oh, yo, man. I'm gonna start identifying as a chicken. That's you can't say nothing if I identify as a chicken. It'd be like, yo, oh my God, baby, he's expensive. You know what I'm saying?
Jay,
I know I'm doing good, Dr. Drew, because my refrigerator is filled with eggs. That's how I know I am doing a great job.
Yeah.
Like, I am balling right now.
I know what you mean.
You know what I'm saying?
Eggs are expensive
Eggs,
now.
that's what I'm saying.
That's right.
I'm like, hey, baby, guess what? I got omelets. Oh my God, you made my coochie tingle. I know I did.
But to Jay's point about identifying as a chicken, I'm going to go to some calls right now, but maybe find that video of that girl that was identifying as a raccoon or whatever the hell she was. Remember that lady? Remember that girl? It drove me insane. She goes, I'm my zebra leopard self,
snail self,
snail self, whatever it is.
We'll
it'll drive you nuts. So let's take some calls here. They're kind of serious calls, and I want to get one not so serious. Let's see, your call. Serious first or not serious?
It doesn't matter. I'm game for whatever, man. Whatever. You can throw whatever you want to it.
All right, this one is sort of for me. All right. Spencer, what's going on there?
Hey, how's it going, Dr.
I'm great. What's happening?
Not much, man. I recently found out I had a metastatic melanoma in my groin, and they cut it out. And I took a PET scan, and they didn't find anything else. And now my doctor wants me to take a drug called Opdivo. And I'm kind of concerned about it. Have you heard about that?
Let me look. The trade names often are mixed up relative to the actual name of the drug. Octiva? Is that right?
Opdivo? It's Opdivo.
Opdivo. Let me see what that actually is. Oh, yeah. I mean, it will not have a lot of side effects. You definitely should be on something. I was thinking about Avastin for you also. The Opdivo is sort of a monoclonal antibody drug, and you need to take something. Did you say there was lymph nodes positive or not positive? You said
they were positive.
Yeah, so there's nothing upstream from those lymph nodes. And maybe they took it all out with those lymph nodes, but you can't tell. And so you know how Jimmy Carter's been alive for 10 years with much more advanced melanoma than you. The world of melanoma has leapfrogged forward, and part of it is these great medicines often have very little side effects. Is there some side effect you're worried about?
I mean, not really. I guess just when you go down the whole list of the extreme ones, they're pretty scary. But
I mean, any medicine. Let's go down the list. Let's see. Sorry to take this.
Nah, it's cool, man.
Second to do this, but
I don't know. Tell them just hey, man, eat some sea moss, man.
No, don't do that. Don't do that.
Wait, he says he doesn't have a groin anymore.
Well, melanomas, cancers are.
Yeah.
they get away, and you don't know when they've gotten away. So I'm in favor of really aggressive treatment if you have a cancer, just to cover. Why wait for it to show up somewhere? Cover it. And by the way, when it's microscopic, sometimes your body will deal with it when you get the right treatment going. So that's what I'm looking for you, my friend.
That's kind of like how Trump took care of my ex with the. Sorry, I know you're being serious here, but I'm
That's why I give you a choice, dude. So, hang on, I'm still looking for side effects. I'm sorry, my friend. Are you sure there wasn't something specific in the side effect profile, right?
Well, I mean, like some people go deaf. So that's one thing that concerns me.
Do you know what the incident? That's kind of weird. Do you know what the incidence of that is?
No.
Because it's an immune regulating drug. I can see where that kind of stuff could happen. Let's see. Here are the common side effect. Oh, potential side effect. Okay, you should just look at the common side effects. Okay, don't. Yeah, it's just the usual stuff: nausea, decreased appetite, headache, that kind of stuff.
Big Wang. I had to put that in there.
You be careful; it could happen. And then when you put potential side effects, then everything under the sun pops up, and that's probably what you were looking at, right?
Yeah.
Don't do that.
Good old internet.
Yeah, I know. It's worth the risk reward, and you can talk to your doctor about other options. There are other things he could recommend, but if it were me, I'd absolutely be on something, and I would, frankly, personally, pick the strongest option because I don't want that shit coming back.
Does marijuana help these things?
Tommy Chong insists so, at least as far as prostate cancer goes.
Okay.
It doesn't hurt.
Yeah.
It doesn't hurt.
It feels real good.
But let's talk about prostate cancer for a second.
Absolutely.
So before the mics heated up, I was talking to Jay about this because I work with this group called the Prostate Cancer Foundation, and they're like, we got to do something with African American men. We have to do something. And I'm like, dude, you guys need to talk to people who are black men and see if they can help you. Don't figure it out yourself.
Most of black men's doctor offices are WebMD.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we don't go inside and get shit checked out. And like, when you go on that site and you be feeling a little whatever, you always think you got the worst. But to be fair,
that's true of everybody.
Yeah.
And it's true of men generally. They don't go to the doctor.
Okay. So men. Okay.
Yeah. But it's an extra special problem with African American men because they especially don't want to hear anything about their junk.
Right. And they don't want nobody to, finger bang them. They don't want that.
I want to get this out there. You don't have to have that. You just need a blood test.
Are you kidding me?
Yes, just blood test.
Thank God. Oh, yeah. Thank God for technology
just
and advancement.
Test now. So no more finger banging.
I'm so glad because I was that there's this new thing with these Gen Z fuckers. Like they do this thing called pegging, where they let their girlfriend put on a strap on and put it up the butt. And they consider themselves still not in the LGBTQ community. Yeah. I'm like, bruh,
you're close.
You adjacent. Like you are right there. You like it. You like it, and anytime you let your woman put your don't let your woman lift your legs back. The only legs that should be lifted back are hers. She shouldn't be pile driving you. That's your job. What the hell, be men, man. Come on with this, man. One chick said I think you like it. I stopped talking. I blocked her. I straight up blocked it, I don't like anything. I don't like anything near the stay away from my butt, son. I don't like that.
Yeah.
Stay away from it,
And
don't touch it. Don't.
Yeah. And that's the thing about ass play. There's guys that are in and the guys that are out.
Right.
And they will let you know.
Yeah.
Men always let you know what they want. We don't hold back. If that's what they're into, you're going to hear about it early.
I'm telling you.
If you're not into it, do not encourage him because he's not going to like it. It's not going to be a good experience.
Some people are comfortable. Look, I'm not. Yeah. I'll never reach that level of comfortability. But if you got a problem with that, find another man. You find somebody else to bang up the butt because it ain't going to be me.
Sorry. So let's go to the prostate. So when black men are diagnosed with prostate cancer, it is typically a more aggressive cancer and further along. I think the further along is because they just won't go. It takes forever to get them in. But even when they do proper screening, when they come up positive, it's a more advanced kind of more significant kind of cancer. I don't have a prostate. I have prostate cancer. I had it removed 12 years ago.
Oh.
And nothing. No big deal.
Wait.
Nothing.
Do you can still...
No fluid, but everything normal. Everything.
Wait,
Yeah.
if you have no fluid, you can't
Everything
squirt,
normal.
You can't squirt anymore?
No more fluid. But everything feels normal.
Okay, but so
It's hard to imagine, I know.
So, but you can't like you can't anymore. It doesn't.
Nothing
just
comes
none
out.
of that.
Nothing comes out. Because your prostate makes the fluid.
Okay, so it's but
everything, the experience is totally the same, except it's cleaner for my wife.
So you don't have to. You never have to pull out at all. Like,
If I were, correct.
That's what
I think that you know what I was thinking about that the other day because your vas deferens are still kind of hooked up, and there's sometimes a little bit of something.
Yeah.
I was going to check with the urologist if it ever has any sperm.
Can
in
you
it.
get do you still get the clear? Does that come out? Because that's
the pre stuff?
I mean, yeah.
You only have that because
Okay.
that's all immune function, sort of what
Got
your
you.
body produces. And stuff.
So sperm could theoretically still be in
Well,
there.
I don't. The hookup's not quite there. I got to ask what they did mechanically.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
But it's been in fact, I would say, if anything, improvement.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember before. But I started early. I started touching at an early age. Otherwise, must be my surroundings. I
Or
don't
your
know.
dad, your mom.
Hey,
That's-
hey, man, they was salacious couple. That's what they.
Good for them.
Are
they still together?
They're still together.
I would based on how you describe them, I would predict that.
Yeah, they're still.
That is a kind of a glue that's important. People
Yep.
don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, because that means that my dad, he'd be slanging it.
And she's into him.
And she's into it.
Yeah.
She likes it. That's great. I'm glad my parents have that. I hope to
Reproduce it, literally.
So it's so funny we're talking about this because in Houston, Texas, there's a group of four. There's a group of four older guys that I kind of keep in contact with. Shout out to Big Al, like from Big Al from Kid Craddock Show. I don't know if
Do you want to know Big Al?
He's actually going through treatment because for prostate.
Is he a black guy?
He's black dude.
I don't know. Yeah, good.
And
I'm
they would
glad
say,
he got-
we had the conversation after he invited me to his house. You know what I mean?
How old is he?
He is 50.
Yeah, that's when I got in my 50s.
3
Oh
maybe.
God, that sucks.
Yeah.
That's what I was pissed about. I'm like, 75.
Yeah.
Wait till I'm 75.
Wait till I can't use it no more. Don't let me.
It doesn't have to affect all that.
I want to
Not anymore.
plaster. I want to plaster somebody.
Well, you can't do that anymore. So-
I like that's what I like. I like plastering.
well, you might miss that then.
Yeah.
Did you? She may not like it, but
Yeah.
did
Oh,
did
she
he-
loves it. All of them. They love it. They especially with a nice foot rub. Man, there's so many different pressure points in the foot that you can touch that is directly connected to here. And I accidentally found out about it by walking barefoot on my rock driveway. I ran my foot over one day. I was like, oh, what the? I said, wait a minute. That shit's connected to my dick. I didn't know that. So now, give the massage and they be, I'm driving up. You wait till the main course, goddamn it, because it's gonna be good. Okay, so back to prostate. So I'm talking to Al, and he's just saying, Jay, and one of his friends got diagnosed at 38.
Ugh. Terrible.
He said, dude, at 38, you need to go in there and get checked out because, like you're saying,
If you have a first-degree relative with a history of it, so even aunts, uncles, uncles, grandparents, parents, brothers,
none of my peoples have it.
I would say start at 40.
Okay.
But everybody else 50.
Okay.
So but just please do it, guys. I mean, it's just no reason not to get the blood test.
I mean, I might need to really go in at 38 because, they don't eat gas station nachos like I used to be in. All the beef jerky and all of that processed food. I had a lot of processed stuff when I was younger.
Yeah.
I used to swallow gum. This the unhealthy stuff, So I think it's finally worked its way out of my system, but I want to make sure that I am straight because
No harm, no foul to get tested.
yeah. But I don't want them to tell me I got to remove a piece and I can't
Plaster
can't
anymore.
plaster no
Yeah.
more. I just
That's the worst thing that'll happen. By the way, and when they get things early, they have now this thing called active surveillance.
oh wow.
Although black men can't usually get that because they usually have more aggressive tumors, but you can just watch it for a while. It's very slow growing. You kind of watch it and decide when
Like
to
a
treat
baby.
it. Kind of. A little slower than that even.
Like an evil baby.
Like
It's
an evil,
trying
baby.
to take you off the one of them babies with the Lil Wayne's babies look amazing. So I'm trying to get some let's not just talk about
All right. How's he doing? How's Al doing?
Al is doing. He just had. He started treatment.
He had radiation.
Yeah, radiation. So he's doing He started radiation last week, and he was just getting prepared for it.
Where does he live?
He's in Houston.
So I'm guessing they recommended a surgery for him. Radiation is going forward so quickly. The radiation options are really kind of cool now, but he must have turned down surgery because at his age they would first recommend surgery.
Wait, I'm sorry. It's not Houston. Forgive me. He's in Dallas. I was in. He's
well,
in
they're
Dallas.
still good down. You know, I think Dana Farber's down there. Is there? Some of these places are. What is the one that's down there? There's some major cancer centers down there.
Okay.
And so it's all good care. And there really aren't bad options with prostate cancer because most of them all work.
Right.
It's just how much risk are you taking with each one is the question.
I think the bad option would be the old school finger bang. You know,
that's bad. That's bad.
That would be bad.
Yeah, we don't dig that. And by the way, I think you said last night you're on Propecia or something.
Absolutely.
That may reduce your risk of prostate cancer.
Really?
Yes.
Oh. Well,
yes.
I think I'll be fine.
So
I'll be plastering all my life.
And you'll keep on that Propecia.
Keep on the Propecia. Listen, man, hey, that's something too. Maybe you could help me with that. I think, man, I don't know. Okay, so back in 2013, I could tell this story.
Hang on 1 second. Lizzie, hold on. We'll be right with you.
Okay.
Go ahead. Tell us.
Okay. Damn,
yeah, no problem.
She's waiting like it. Okay, he just talks so much. He was.
Oh my God, we do talk a lot. I didn't realize what time it was.
No, she's saying I'm not Jew. You're fine. This is your show. She's like, yo, this dude talks a lot. I'm trying to get diagnosed. I'm trying to get some help. So back in 2013, Tom Shadyac. You remember Tom Shadyac? He was a director of Nutty Professor, also director of Jim Carrey, Ace Ventura.
Yes.
Worked with Jim Carrey and Eddie Murphy. So he comes to me in 2013 and he said, I want you to play this role. It was the role for this movie called The Untouchables. It was a French film. It's a French film. Later adapted in America to The Upside. But he wanted me to play this character, Driss, the main dude in the story. This is before Kevin Hart came in and, yet again, took another one. It's all good. But I was taking testosterone. And just, I was getting, and I got it from the internet, so it could be anything.
Oh boy.
Yeah, old boy is right. So
that increases maybe increase your risk of prostate cancer.
Hey, so I was on this stuff, and I remember my landlord was this Dominican dude, Raphael, that was his name. He talked like this, right? Really, he always, every time he saw me, hey, how you doing? What you doing? What going on? So I would lift. I was lifting. I came back one day and I was big because he said I needed to be bigger. I was leg pressing probably over 1,000 pounds at that time. I was on some crazy shit. Yeah. I really wanted that role.
Was it just testosterone or were you also on?
It was only testosterone. Okay. It was only testosterone. I wasn't on. No, sir. I ain't had that. Okay. I'm not in the WWE. I don't do that. You know what I mean? Y'all know what I'm saying. Shit. Read the lines. Okay. So I'm taking this stuff. I come back one day. He looks at me. He said, "You getting bigger?" He said, "You got bigger. Look at you. You get bigger." I was like, "Yeah, I guess I am." But I needed to be big for the role.
Yeah.
And ultimately, met with somebody who's been canceled. His company, whatever, man, Weinstein Company back in the day.
Oh yeah.
And he told me to my face. He said, you would have been great playing the part, but I had to give it to Kev because he's got more popularity. I was like, damn, son. I looked at my head. I said, I got a hole in the middle of my head forming, like
from
right
the
here, from the testosterone. Yeah. Stopped taking that. I said, I'm messed up. My dick is bigger, but it's whatever. It was really dick pills.
Balls are
the
smaller.
whole time. Balls are
shrunken up.
Snack size. My balls have always been humongous. So after all of that, I took the testosterone, and then I noticed my mother was saying to me, she was like, she was talking about my hair. She was like, you look like you're getting a little light in the back. So that's when I started the Propecia. Back that year. Was it 2013? 10 years, whatever. Yeah. 2013 started taking it, and I noticed a little something, but it was still whatever. I'm looking at pictures, I'm noticing stuff falling out and all of that, and I was like, man, F this, dog. I was like, I gotta go to the hair club. Went to the hair club 2016, and they got me right. They put me on the laser, all of that. And they said they had never seen results like that. They had never seen results like that.
Oh, good.
But then, a year later, it starts falling. I'm like, what the hell is happening?
Oh.
So I went to the doctor, and come to find out, I have spots on my liver. I have spots on my liver.
From the testosterone?
I think it had something to do with it.
They can cause hepatomas, that's called.
Oh, hepatomas?
Yeah.
Little dark spots?
Yeah.
Is that what it is?
Well, no, those are light spots usually.
Okay.
It's either dark, they're cysts.
It's not, no, they're not cysts. He said dark spots.
Okay. All right.
Dr. Katz, that's what he told me.
Was it an MRI or a CT scan?
It was a CT scan.
Okay.
Also, I would drink so much when I was younger. Like, I wouldn't drink water. You know what I mean? I would just, well, why would I drink water for? That's gonna mess. I want to be fucked up. I was dumb back then. So drinking a lot of liquor, and my tolerance is high. I think that really that both of those together kind of messed up my liver. And I'm taking milk thistle and all of that now. And, definitely have worked on my head, which is, it looks all right. It's getting back where it needs to be.
Absolutely.
But he's looking at me like, absolutely not.
No, absolutely. I know. And by the way, from the stage, you can't even tell that it's thin. You can't tell.
Like I said, I got money.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if you were talking about it, or if I was talking with somebody else, that we live in a time when whatever your hair is fine.
Yeah.
Short hair is good. Bald hair is good. It's all
I
good.
said it. That's what I said. I said, bro, there are things that are much worse out there. Like, I'm sorry. Go ahead, take because.
Well, the one last thing about Propecia, Propecia does work.
Okay.
Sometimes drops down the sex drive, and when it does, about 10-20% of men, even when they stop it, still have low sex drive.
Really?
So it's something to think about if you're thinking about using that medication.
I'm deaf. That definitely has no effect on me.
Yeah, and many guys it doesn't. All right, Lizzie, what's going on there?
Well, hey.
Hey now.
Yeah, sorry about your hair.
That's Jay Farrow's hair.
It's fine.
It's all good. You wouldn't.
It's fine.
You wouldn't notice it if, you know what I mean.
Unless I talk about it, but I have done the work. I've done the work, so it's good now, baby. I'm in there. I'm good.
What's up, Lizzie?
All right. Hey, okay. So my boyfriend has this, crazy question about when we were having sex and we get off at the same time. Sometimes when he comes, my orgasm opens up so much somehow that I taste semen and have it in my sinuses, but it's this is vaginally. I didn't have sex with him beforehand.
I thought Jay might know what this was.
I know what's happening.
Hold on, Lizzie.
You have a black hole you have a black hole in there, and it just when he does it, it just shoots straight it's like an elevator, man. It goes right to the top floor. I don't know.
Yeah.
Is it okay? Talk to the real doctor because I'm a comedian. I ain't saying shit.
That is a crazy weird symptom, right? And I think if you
it's not just me.
Yeah, and I think most physicians would be apt to go, oh, Lizzie, I don't know. Maybe you just think it's that, maybe it's just some sort of, psychological thing. But let's try to explain it in a physiological way. When you, as you mentioned, you called opening up, but your vessels do dilate during arousal and orgasm. And there are some rich stuff down there vascularly down in the vagina and the uterus. And let's just say just a small amount gets in there in some fashion or some aspect of semen. Semen doesn't go through the vaginal wall, doesn't go, doesn't get absorbed by the uterus, but maybe whatever causes the taste does.
Yeah.
And so maybe there's something circulating in your system. I don't know. I'm trying to explain it.
You can't. I think what doctors basically trying to say is you can't give fellatio and have at the same day. You got to take turns with that,
So listen to Jay,
because obviously there's some extensive work going in there, and it's causing an expansion. And what's happening is, you tasting the whole. You tasting now. Okay, when. If we would get together, I know you have a boyfriend, but say for instance, it's just
if you and Jay were to get there,
just if we were together and everything, when you wouldn't have to worry. You would taste it anyway because you would get plastered. So when when that happened, have you seen Scary Movie, the first one, and the dude that she was sitting on, and then he like, oh, and then she was on the ceiling like stuck.
That'd be
like Men in
her.
Black. Yeah,
That'd be her.
that'd be you. You see Men in Black, the first one, when old boy was stuck on the ceiling, and then Tommy Lee Jones lights his cigarette, and he looks, and he lights it, and it comes down. The little juice comes down. He looks up, and it's Yeah, that would be our situation. So hopefully he's not sticking you to the wall like Spider-Man.
You would.
Like I would, because that's a bit gratuitous. What I would do.
Lizzie, I'm guessing it's easy for you to have orgasms, right? With intercourse.
Yeah. You know, there was another question we had. You said that you had, you can tell if a girl's laugh if she's multi-orgasmic, which I am.
That's you. Like, that's why I asked the question, because that's you.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I could tell. And so what's interesting though is this what's interesting. So is that when you say you climax at the same time, is that your first climax, or is that after multiple climaxes and then he comes?
It's usually after multiple.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
All right. Well, good for you.
It's a flooding. Yeah. It's a flood, man. You're having a flood and mix of juices. That's what's happening there. It's a beautiful thing. We got black dude. Just asking. I don't
Brown
know.
Sugar.
I knew it, son. We shish kebab the motherfucker, son. Sorry. That's that's right. Turns you into a skewer every time he gets to. Yeah.
All right, Lizzie, I'm going to take you out of the line of fire here, literally and figuratively. Oh my God, that's funny.
That's crazy.
See, you didn't know you were gonna have so much fun here, did you?
No, I didn't know that. I've never heard that before. I feel like I'm not trying hard enough. That's
No, you can't convert one to the other. They either need some sort of direct stimulation, can have an orgasm with intercourse, or have multiple orgasms.
Oh, okay.
And I think the multiple orgasm ones steal it from everybody else.
Can I ask you one question? Because listen, I thought, look, man, I can be
Yes,
real?
of course.
All right, cool. Cause when I was talking about, I literally go to, I love it, right? I do love it. I do. I love going down on my lady. I love I'm a Libra.
He talked about this last night.
Talked about this last night. Yeah. I did. I'm a Libra, and this is me. I'm not trying. No hack shit. This is my life, bro. I'm just telling my life on stage. Whatever. Okay. So when I'm down there, I can, I've just squirt off of it. That's possible, right? They're not
squirting from
me.
Oral sex. Yes. What's different?
I'm really good at it.
100% that happens.
Okay.
But what you can't tell is
the MBA of giving I'm that. Okay.
So what you can't tell is though whether it is urine or whether it is the glandular material in the region producing it or both.
Okay.
And so I just tell you that if it's sort of thicker and white, obviously that's not the urine. If it's thinner and liquidy, that's more the urine.
It's more of the urine.
But it's both considered the squirting.
Oh.
And the urine is a little more likely.
Okay, because it was it tasted like Deer Park. It was good, It was like
Deer Park.
Oh my God! I was like, oh shit! It's all over.
Deer Park.
It tastes like Deer Park. Tasted well, no, because that's not alkaline. It tasted alkaline, so it tasted like Essentia. You know what I mean? It was real. It was just. I was just like, wow, and I thought I did a great, and I did it multiple times. This wasn't just one. Lady.
Oh, that's difficult. Oh, multiple women. Yeah, because that would be difficult to do a second time on the same woman. You'd have to wait a little while.
Oh, I mean, okay.
Or whatever you've been able to do. It's all good.
Okay. I'm sorry. Let's go to the lines.
Don't want to reveal your secrets. So I want to get to this video that I mentioned earlier about the pronouns and animals and stuff. It's your mom's house. We got to do some videos. So here you go, my friend.
Today I'm going to be teaching you how to use snail's pronouns in sentences, so let's go! The reason that a person might want to use snail's pronouns because this person might feel like a snail throughout this person's gender. That's okay. If anything, we should just be here to love and support this person that needs the comfort of hearing pronoun. It's not hurting anybody, and it sure as heck is not hurting you. So please, for the love of all that is good in this world, just try to be more understanding of people. I promise you that there are lots of neopronoun users out here. It's just there isn't a very comfortable space for people to use neopronouns. I don't even use neopronouns myself, but I know that neopronouns are valid and they are here to stay. So let's just try to get comfortable with using neopronouns in sentences. Snail is such a wonderful person. Snail's smile is so contagious. In fact, fact, I saw Snail make a whole audience smile. I think Snail should be very proud of Snail self. Oh my goodness, we made it through! And if you need more help on how to use neopronouns in sentences, that should help.
So your they butt cheeks need to kind of catch up with this.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they
They
do.
them rather.
Thank you for showing me that. That seemed like a easy tutorial of how to approach folks who would like to be identified as whatever.
She did say right, and that does. You're absolutely correct that it. She's absolutely correct that it doesn't hurt anybody else. But I'm not so sure it's good for the person identifying as a snail. I'm just saying.
No.
Yeah, snail needs a little psychotherapy. That's all I'm saying. If you think you're a snail, I'm just saying. How far be it from me.
Hey man, I think I said, man, I identify as Rihanna's baby father, man.
Ooh, how about that?
It's anything, bro.
That's good. I like that identity.
Hey, listen, here's
take you to a new level.
It's the easiest, Doc. It's the easiest relationship I've ever been in. I don't even have to check in. I just have to watch.
Wow.
Like, yo, we co-parent. Like, I co-parent over here
at a distance.
Yeah, I Zoom co-parent. That's what I do. I'm like, yo, get off that little Pharoah. You know what I mean? That's why I call him little Pharoah. Look just like me and her. You know what I'm saying? It's dark skin, forehead. Just us. It just looks like us.
It's got to be a boy, of course. Yeah,
it's a boy. It is. It's a boy. Oh, the one in the oven right now.
Yeah.
That one is that's a boy too.
Oh,
we got two boys.
Nice. Congratulations.
I know. Yeah. I'm so happy, man. I've never been this happy in a relationship ever. Oh man, jokes.
Let's do one TikTok before we wrap up, just to give a little bit of a cleanser of some type here.
Oh yeah,
they pull in. Christina pulls some TikToks in here that sort of cool behaviors, cool guys and gals.
I'm kind of mad about TikTok because they want to take it away, and I
know. I don't think they can do that. I don't know that can happen.
I'm like, I just hit 1 million. Let me be great. Just let me be great.
I think that what most women genuinely dream about is to have a partner that is one hand consistent, loving, that they feel safe and comfortable with, and on the other hand is able to make her feel like a dirty little sometimes when the time is right. And I think this is something that a lot of men don't know exactly how to do. Either they are on the safe side of the spectrum, which is wonderful and is important for her nervous system and general well-being and happiness and health, but it can also be sexually boring a little bit. On the other hand, you have the narcissist who can embody very easily a sense of dominance and power imbalance that is very attractive in the bedroom, very sexually alluring, but on the other side is very unsafe to be in a relationship with. And I think if you want to be a masterful lover, you want to learn to master both. You want to learn to be this consistent, dependable, safe, compassionate lover that also can invoke and embody this sense of dominance and power.
Jay Pharoah figured this out in the 10th grade.
Compassionate and loving way.
I agree with Italian Jared Leto. You have got that's who he is. That's Italian Jared Leto right
absolutely.
there.
Israeli Jared Leto.
Israeli.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Way off.
Okay.
Way off.
Well, hey man,
I get it.
I'm not saying like, come on, son. Like, okay, I agree with that. You gotta have. Ludacris said it the best way. He said, when a lady in the sheets and a freak in the bed. Like, that's how men gotta be too. We gotta be, you can have that cordial, you can have that sweet.
That's true. We want the same. We're not that different that way too.
Nah.
That's an interesting point. No one ever talks about that.
I'm saying is that we be dominant in the bedroom. We take care of our business, everything, but still show that.
Yeah, you don't want somebody
love.
dangerous. You don't want somebody that's so sexual they're dangerous to the relationship and everything else.
I've been that guy. I have been that dude. I'm not him no more. Like, but yesterday I was that guy. So today I'm different.
Oh, good. I mean? Well, today, welcome.
It's just one day difference. The 24 hours makes such a difference. Man. It really freaking does. No. I'm genuinely a sweet guy. So, I would love to get married at some point.
Oh,
but if it don't happen, it's cool, bitch.
In the meantime, where can we find you?
Okay, man, you can find me. Listen, I just had 2 movies. Well, one movie just dropped. It's called Spinning Gold. Check that out. In theaters, Casablanca Buddha Records, a biopic story basically of the founder of it, Neil Bogart, and I am Cecil Holmes, his right-hand man, do or die. check that out. I got another movie dropping in a month and a half called The Blackening. Yep, very interesting choice of name, but it is a freaking, the movie has so much buzz. That's popping. Shout out to my homeboy Sinqua Wall. Shout out to Tim Story. Shout out to Jermaine Fowler. Shout out to the whole crew. You know what I mean? Antoinette. Everybody is phenomenal in this movie. And I have 2 more coming out.
That's cool.
2 more dropping. One with Jim Gaffigan and another one with Anderson .Paak, her, Meryl Streep, and Ice Cube.
Wow.
Directed by Mr. Gore Verbinski.
That sounds interesting.
So that's an animated one. And those 2 movies should be out at the end of this year. I don't know the date exactly, but I think they should be out the end of the year. So those. Also, I am on the road. You can go to jfarrellworld.com for all tickets and to keep up with me on all my socials. I have that linked up there as well. But you trust me. Follow me.
Yeah, and I would say if you think you know Jay Pharoah, go see him on stage.
Yes,
they grossly underutilize this man on SNL, and if that's the only way you know him, get to know him more in his performing.
Thank you.
And then look for him on movies. Is some of these comedic or are they serious roles?
Well, the biopic is dramatic, and the Blackening is funny.
Yeah,
and What the Funk is funny, and Mort Goes to Sherman Oaks is funny as well. That's one with Jim Gaffigan. So
hysterical.
I'm doing it all, man. Covering everything.
All right. Well, congratulations on everything, and we will be there to support you the whole way.
I appreciate you, brother.
Thank you for being here, my friend.
Come on, man. I wish we could talk longer, but I know we gotta wrap it up, get it to go.
And so we'll do it. See you all next time.
Hey, and Dr. Drew next time gonna have some nurses up in here with some scantily clad lingerie.
And you will not see Jay.
You won't see me.
You'll hear David Chappelle. But you will not see Jay Pharoah.
Absolutely the best thing I've ever seen in my life. Lots of tatas and titties. Titties and tatas.
Oh my gosh. All right, see you guys later. All conversations and information exchanged during participation of the Dr. Drew After Dark podcast or interaction on the drdrew.com website is intended for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not confuse this with treatment or physician medical advice or direction per se. You must always follow your medical professional's advice and direction. Nothing on these podcasts or posted on this site supplements or supersedes the relationship and direction of your medical caretakers. Please understand, I am not playing the role of physician in this environment per se. I'm educating. I am a licensed physician with specialty boards in American Board of Internal Medicine and American Board of Addiction Medicine.